All right, Dieter and Hutch back in the saddle. We're doing stock up, stock down. Who can you trust on this oft-injured football team? We'll get into the latest news down in Los Angeles. And then Jake will regale us with stories of Alaska. It's all coming up. Sickos Unite. All right, Dieter and Hutch, doing the thing again today. Excited to have you all here. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Niners just got done with their practice in, is it El Segundo? Where?
It's somewhere in the realm of there.
The Bolt. It has its own legal address. The Bolt. Everyone knows where the Bolt is.
It's just a random soccer field that they took over, unlike the 49ers, who have not been successful.
They've been trying, though. I do not know if there are any substations nearby, but Mike Evans, old broken-ass Mike Evans, is experiencing tightness. Aren't we all? Yeah, it's an ankle thing. I will just immediately go into what I told Larry last night, Jake. The tightness thing, it's all an elaborate ruse, my friend. Just they don't want you to. It's not some conspiracy. They just don't feel the need to be specific. Have we learned nothing this offseason? They didn't tell us that Kyle Shanahan was in a car wreck for a week.
Right.
They don't feel the need to be specific.
That's their approach, right? They're just going to be like, yeah, it's something. He's certainly hurting in a minor way that is not important and is totally fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
You don't need to know. It's not even disdain. It's just straight up dismissal of facts. And that's, you know what? Fine. He shouldn't be practicing anyway. Mike Evans not practicing. Fine.
I will say my favorite point in the season is when someone asks Kyle a follow-up on injuries and then he rattles off the entire list, only to reveal that like a guy we haven't heard about in weeks has like a huge like injury that needed surgery, and he just sort of rattles it off. He's like, oh yeah, his cranium was removed a couple weeks ago. He's got a brand new skull. It's going to take a couple months. You're like, what?
That happened. I mean, obviously it's chaos with Kyle not being on the speaking schedule as it stands, right? Like there's not like a designated Kyle day. Maybe that comes about now. But obviously it had been Furster taking on that role, but then, Clay Kubiak. And so Corey Rush, the Niners director of relations of the media, which is an oxymoron, is like relaying the injury information. He's always down a guy that we don't know. And we're like, and what about this guy who's not present? I don't know. Okay, well, they didn't tell him. I'm not blaming Corey for this.
Right.
But then we're on the Thursday game. Vic Tafer shouts to Vic, being like, Nate Hobbs, what's up? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's out for a couple of weeks. Kyle at the end of his presser. So it's already started, my friend. You're up there in Alaska. We're in mid-season form.
There's always one guy that just has disappeared off the face of the earth, kind of like me, but it's a different situation.
At least you got internet. I don't know what's going on, and it does add some strange questions to what is a depth chart that is already in a very peculiar spot. We're going to do a 53 at some point. Today is not that point. Instead, we're going to do something that is definitely not a 53, and it's going to be stock up, stock down. There's no way that you could possibly amalgamate what we're about to say into a 53-man roster. That'd be ridiculous. No, it's stock up, stock down. And, as it pertains to the roster, you can infer what you wish. I'm going to go with just the most obvious stock down right now, Jake, and that's Alfred Collins.
Yep.
I am belaboring this point now, because it feels like the only thing I've been talking about for the last 5 days. The tape is so damning. The practices have been so damning. And my concern is that this defense does not work if you do not have a one technique that can hold up in the run game. And as it stands today, I'm not sure they have a one technique or a 0 or a 2 that can hold up in the run game.
It feels like CJ West might have to take that on, because I think he clearly can. But like, to me, that might almost be, is there a world where like Bryson Eason is starting for them week 1 in that spot?
I think it'd be more James Thompson at this point. And in fact, I would say that if you had a game, if Thursday was a game, you would have to start him, given just the tape and the practices. and that's an undrafted free agent. I think we all like James Thompson, but we should also keep it in some level of moderation. Like, let's hold up there a little bit. Not every rep is perfect, but the fact is, it would be West. It's interesting that Raheem is out here being like, I like West, man. He's got some wiggle to him. He's talking about more like a 3 technique than a 1.
Yeah.
But it would be, I would say, if you had to put out a starter today, the depth chart as it would stand would be West next to Digizua. And then if you had to go second unit, I would play Thompson over Digizua. And the only evidence that I needed was that Romello
Thompson over Collins.
I apologize. Yeah, Thompson over Collins. No one over a Digizua forever.
Right.
The
Thompson and Halton feels like viable number 2 group.
For sure on that. Dangerous game, 2 rookies.
Super dangerous. Real boom bust potential there.
And then there is a question. Like, I think Bryson Eason's stock is up, and that only puts him to the point where he could make the team. And it gets a little wonky, a little fast at the defensive tackle position. But people are going to keep bringing up the Vita Vea thing. I would get Vita Vea if I were the 49ers. Here's the problem. The Buccaneers aren't trading Vita Vea. They aren't. This is a thing that could have been resolved months ago. If they weren't going to give him a contract, if they weren't going to be willing to see this through, they would have traded him months ago. I know that people will point to like Khalil Mack with the Raiders. That's the Raiders. Like, that's
right.
That's not it's
purely an organization.
Correct. Like, I remember when they traded Khalil Mack and we were on the high school fields at Napa. Like, it was behind a middle school. It's not, it's not something you want to hold up as testament to how the NFL works. No. That was also the same year that they were on Hard Knocks, I believe, and Antonio Brown showed up in a hot air balloon. I think that was the same year. Who's to say? They all blur together. Regardless, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not plan on having Vita Vea on their team this year, actions would have been taken accordingly.
You probably would have heard about it around the draft, usually, or it would have just happened.
Our man Jeremy Fowler, shouts Jeremy Fowler. I will not say fan of the channel, but it was nice catching up with him the other day. Oh, you're doing that? That's cool.
Oh, good luck.
Oh man, that's awesome. But
just keep at it, kid.
Yeah. We go back, but Fowler, like, if Vita Vea was going to get a contract extension or be traded, and if this was like a fork in the road, it has to be one of the two. You don't think our man Fowler would have had this sometime around the Super Bowl last year? You don't. Would have.
He's the best at, like, everything ends. Everybody's tweeting about crazy stuff, and he's like, also 7 things in about 3 months are going to happen, and everyone's going to forget I reported this, and this is what's going to happen, and then it does.
We love a Jeremy Fowler breadcrumb. They're our favorite things. And you got to stay on top of it. Everyone, Jay Glazer's over here roiding out over what not and who, and he's out this week. Can't believe it. And Jeremy Fowler's like, by the way, the bond market is going to go up 14 points in the next 12 days. And after that, the Japanese yen is going to be challenged. And I would look out for an extension on Abdul Carter. It doesn't seem like things are going that great there.
He's like reporting how the Kawhi investigation is actually going to end 4 months in advance.
Can I very quickly, and I apologize, I am trying to be more truncated in my my diatribes. I do love the Kawhi thing coming to an end through an ESPN report that NBA won't corroborate. And in the ESPN report, it's that the NBA and the Clippers have been trying to settle this investigation. And it's like, that's not how this works.
No.
It's not a case. You can't just well, you can. Apparently you can. That's
right.
Like, oh no,
well, no. Like Adam Silver's like, what punishment sort of works for you guys? Like,
this is the plea deal. It's one of those cases where it's like, no, we won't admit any wrongdoing, but we will pay you $400 million, but we will not admit any wrongdoing. That's what the Clippers are about to do, and that's what you get when you have billions and millions of dollars at your disposal. Do the 49ers have enough defensive ends at their disposal, Jake? That's a segue.
It's a great question. It's a great question. Probably not. Probably not. Michael Williams not playing week 1, it sounds like. I didn't expect him to play week 1, but it doesn't sound like it's happening. Quote unquote, a long shot, according to Kyle Shanahan today.
Yeah, checks
I
out.
kind of like Quentin Bell, and
I
I'll
kind of like
go
Quentin Bell too.
Okoronkwo. I think one of those guys is playing week 1, and I would put my money on Okoronkwo because he's played.
I
That would
will.
be my guess.
I will second that opinion. I do like Quentin Bell. I don't think that there. I think Okoronkwo probably put too much good stuff on tape, and there are too many good practice reports that somebody else will just be like, "Yeah, sure, why not? We need somebody."
Yeah, but I think he's a vet, so you can cut him and do that thing as opposed to like. Again, I don't know. I assume all of these guys are either 7 years in the league or it's their first year, and it's
That's how the Niners do business, baby. It is, yeah, no, he is a vested vet to my knowledge, which means that they can play the funny game where he doesn't go through waivers. So just to be, sometimes we talk over the details that aren't obvious to everybody else because frankly they're not that obvious to us most of the time. If you are on your rookie deal and you are cut from a team, you are subject to waivers.
Yep.
And if you are a vested veteran, I do not know what the vested aspect of it is.
It means they can play with your pension. Depending on how you play, they can decide whether or not they give you a full pension. If they don't like how you play, they can steal a little bit of it to, go to the substation.
Yeah, it's yeah, no, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Love our pensions. It's in that case, you are not subject to waivers, which means that you are free to sign for whomever immediately upon being released, and that whomever could include the team that just cut you. So this is the Thomas Morstead loophole, if you will, where they didn't have a punter on their roster last year for like 3 days, and me, an idiot, is like, "What is happening?" And then they brought him back, and literally he got like a little pay bump out of it, which was a very fun thing to talk to him about.
Very funny because he was on the NFLPA, like not the board of directors, but whatever their 10-player group was.
Yeah.
And you're like, is the NFLPA? I mean, NFLPA doesn't exist, obviously, and has no leadership.
It's like
a terrible mess. But you would have thought they would have an issue with that.
It is a good way of going. It's so long as you get a raise out of it, I think that it's okay. And I'm pretty sure that Thomas Morstead got a little something for hanging out for a couple days at the Hilton.
Like a meal voucher.
Yeah, it's like a JetBlue canceled flight.
It's like when I got stuck coming back from Miami Super Bowl, and shout out our guy Jake Montero almost snapped at a service worker because we were trying to get a dry bagel from Starbucks,
as one does.
And the guy was moving like sludge as they were calling us back onto the plane after hour 7 of being unloaded and reloaded on the plane. Good time.
This is why I only fly private, Jake. And it's just I don't know how you peasants go about it.
JSX guy.
I've never been on a JSX. I'm not sure I'd fit.
No.
By the way,
you'd be in the cockpit.
It's not legally allowed to do that. It is very funny seeing in the comment section people who are going to these open practices and then very easily noticing me,
right?
Being like, "This motherfucker tall as hell." It is funny.
That's a big boy.
Don't know. Like I don't think I fit on a JSX flight. I don't think I can do it. And what were we talking about? Defensive ends. So
yeah,
I would say let Quentin Bell go do what it is he wants to do. I think Bosa is ready for week 1. I think that they're not going to PUP Michael, though. That is something to keep in mind.
I think he will stay on there because they don't have to do anything. I think if he's not ready for week 1, then he's not ready for week 2. That sounds stupid, but like the way Kyle said that today, I think they leave him on there because I think it's the same as IR where it's 4 weeks. You look at week 5.
Right. Dangerous game. Now, same question I'll ask with Kittle. He's currently on PUP. Do you think he is on the 4-week PUP or that they have him on the active roster and he's just down for a couple games?
Yeah, I think they have him on the active roster. I think he's going to just be frothing at the mouth to get out there.
Love to froth.
Yeah, I think Kittle's on the active roster. I went back and forth on that. I think on my initial, I had him not, but it kind of feels like he's going to be on the active roster, and maybe it's, you bring Braden Willis along on the practice squad. Sometimes they do that where they keep 4 tight ends, and then some years they keep 2. They have no consistency in how they decide to do stuff, and then they act like we're the idiots for them doing weird roster moves.
And again, there's nothing wrong with doing a weird roster move as long as you know the purpose of the weird roster move. And I think that this year that might require some weird roster moves.
Yeah.
Just going back to DTs for a second. I mean, you have 2 undrafted free agents that I would not let out of the building. And I don't know how you can play with some funny money as to ensure certainly Thompson, but also Bryson Eason don't get out there, because now they
little
got
cap circumvention.
Listen, I gotta lead with Daktronics. It is did Daktronics do the scoreboards with?
Yeah, it's Daktronics.
Okay,
you're right.
Yeah, they do them. They do most of them.
It's the only brand I trust for scoreboards.
As
it's also
well
the
you
only
should.
brand I know.
Go Jackrabbits. It is the other aspect of Curtis Rourke. Curtis Rourke. How do you not? To be fair, I don't think that there's a big market for Curtis Rourke. In that,
I think there is a market for Curtis Rourke, which is all that matters, though.
There might be a team, and you can't play that game. You've put in too much.
I think they have to keep him. I think he has to make the team. I can't figure out a way to try and do the waivers game with him.
So that's a spot now that you have to cut. Then you can IR him with the designation to return. And this is the other thing, like, because he would be subject to waivers, someone might pick him up on waivers. You can't just say, "Oh, well, just hang tight. We'll put you on our practice squad, and we'll give you a couple call-ups at the end of the year, give you a little bit of cash, but like, just wait. Next year, you're our backup." He might be cool with that, but it's not his call. And so now you're carrying 3 quarterbacks in this situation, which means that you have to go down. Maybe you do the same thing with Tom. Maybe you tell Corliss Waitman, like, "Hey, we chose you. Do not screw us. Don't fuck us here, buddy. Like, just hang out." John Weeks, just hang out. Like, maybe you can do it with one of those guys, but that is somebody that you will have to cut from your initial 53 in order to do the maneuvering to get around. Or in this case, I mean, that would say that Rourke doesn't play again this preseason, which I don't know one way or another. But in a part of me is like, maybe he won't. Like, maybe you just keep him on ice this whole time. Like, what more do you need to see from him in preseason? You like the reps, but do you want to risk?
By the way, the movement, the mobility, we didn't really talk about it. I mentioned it in my little video at the lake, but he was moving.
Yeah. He's passably mobile.
He was not statuesque, which I was just impressed, because I'd only seen the ACL tape, and it looked a little different.
Yeah. I mean, it's no question who the third quarterback on the team is. That took one half of football to find out, which is fun. So that's over. Let's talk about stock up, stock down, which was the initial premise of the video.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you stock up, stock down Patrick Taylor.
Ooh, stock neutral. But I would lean stock up. I would lean he's secretly really important for them.
How? Like, Jake, I've heard this from so many people. What is it you say you do here?
They don't. Okay, so here's how it breaks down. McCaffrey may be fine, maybe not.
McCaffrey is absolutely, like, he's not fine.
I know he's fine. So he's there week 1. Jordan James recovering from a rib. They just presume, I guess, Black and James will be ready.
Who was back today? Was it Black was back today?
I don't think Black. I think Black is still out.
No, I think Black came back today.
Okay,
maybe. Hold on. Verifying. Yes, Kalen Black back today, as was DeMarcus Robinson, per Nick Wagner of ESPN.
Great. Okay, so you got both of those guys. Patrick Taylor Jr., I say this in terms of stock up as, like, I don't have him on my roster. I have him as a vet practice squad guy that you say, all right, if one of those running backs isn't ready, you can bump him up. He can do special teams, which is why I lean stock neutral. Because I'm like,
are they only going to carry 4 running backs then, including Juice?
Carry 3 on the initial roster, plus Juice, and then PTJ on the practice squad. Garendo you keep on PUP. That's how I see it.
Yeah, they're Latu Garendo. I made this joke with Larry last night, but, like, I feel like Walter in The Big Lebowski. Like, this man walks. I've never been more certain of anything. Like, that guy can play football right now. I've never been more certain of anything in my
For
life.
anyone who hasn't seen it, oh man, go to after this is over, go watch that scene.
He's out there, and again, the joke is fair. Like I'm almost fine with Kyle and John drafting him after watching him work out again and again and again. Stallion. I get it. I would probably have watched the tape a little bit, but in lieu of tape, I'd watch that workout and be like, I'll take him. Let's do this.
The tape, you're like, listen, is it good? Absolutely not. But there's moments.
Sure.
There's
not
moments.
Sure if this man can play football, but boy, can he run against air.
You're like, we'll find a spot for him, whatever position.
I'm the greatest coach of all time. I can make this man something. Jordan Mailata didn't even know what a quarterback was. Of course, I can turn Isaac Arendo into something. Wrong. He's getting latued. And he'll be like, I'm good to go, guys. And then he's going to get Tanya Hardinged somehow in the locker room. It's going to be terrible for him, but it's going down. I mean, we joked initially that John Lynch overloaded one side of the bar.
That's right.
It's an interesting thought, though. I hadn't considered. This is an error on me. E1. Just cutting Patrick Taylor and just saying, like, good luck getting another job. You got one here, though.
Like, hey, you're going to be on our practice squad. We'll find a use for you at some point in the season. Just hang out. Just hang out.
And this is a great one from Charles here, like, especially when you consider Debo. And
no question.
They're going to run. Debo Samuel is going to regret signing this contract.
I agree.
They're going to work him to the bone, to the point where, sorry, Jake,
it might work out for him. The production, here's the thing, though. The production is going to be good, and then what's going to happen is his body's going to get rocked towards the end of the season, and then people are going to be like, I don't know how much juice there is left in those legs.
Yeah. No,
he's going to be like, I want a $15 million a year deal for agency, and people are going to be like, here's 5, and add another 5 depending on,
It's going to be the equivalent of a one-time flashy starting pitcher whose stuff just ain't there anymore.
Keenan Allen?
Kinda. At least Keenan Allen's savvy.
Do you like the number that it's like $8.32 million? I've never seen a more specific up to number reported in my life. 1 year, $8.32 million, up to 8.32. Pretty bleak.
Who knows how much of that is actually real. Also pretty bleak in general that the Colts are like, Shane, do you still have Keenan's number?
Yep.
Just give him a call.
Alex not looking too good.
No, this okay. Yeah, sure. Why did we trade AD Mitchell again? It's right. It's fine. I don't have friends with the Colts that should be worried about long-term stuff at all.
Like, does anyone know where Josh Downs is? He keeps getting, he's so small, he keeps getting lost.
I lost him.
Facility, and we can't find him.
I ran over my 1.5-year-old so hard yesterday. Just absolutely.
Just trucked her?
She had we're standing in the hallway. I'm looking down one way. My wife is over here, and she had snuck out from the room and gotten all the way to the left side of my body, and I turned left and started walking, and just bam.
Okay, were her feet planted, and was she in the restricted area?
Yeah, it was definitely a charge. Unquestionably a charge.
Flagrant?
Yeah. Yeah, clear contact to the neck and head. It was tough. It was tough. By the way, if you want to know how Kyle Shanahan would have been so proud, held on to the milk the whole time.
Wow.
Went down, didn't fumble.
Wow.
Absolute hoss. Was pissed at me, though, well she should have been.
Understandable.
I almost ran over a gentleman who was bordering on a little person at the Costco the other day. It's a real problem when you're this height. I just don't see people.
Yeah.
Stock up.
I mean, listen, I knock things over, and I'm a normal sized person,
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I look like I'm in an infomercial at all times. I'm going to ask on stock up, stock down, anyone that's not named Farrell and Tonjes, give me any read on any of them as it stands. Because I think I have a little bit of a read on one now, but I'm just kind of guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. The depth of that tight end room, I'm kind of like, are any of you real? I don't lean stock up on McLaughlin. I don't know. I think if they were going to keep one, it would be Braden Willis, based on him just having been here and been around, and occasionally he makes a really cool play. Yeah. I have Willis on the practice squad. I don't know that they can keep any of the other ones, but I could be totally wrong on that. I mean, it's just I think they've all blended together for me a little bit.
So they're going to have Kittle. You're of the mindset that they'll have Kittle on the active roster, which I agree with. I lean that way. I don't think he's going to
Yeah.
Australia, but I think he'll be the most obvious inactive of all time. It's like, well,
Right.
he's not even on the continent.
Yeah,
So
but they probably keep 5, like 2 on the practice squad. They keep 3 on the active roster, and then bring over 2 on the practice squad just because you're going to need to. By the way, I think the NFL is like, maybe you told me this. The NFL is like giving teams that start early more time to do roster cuts, so they're kind of
they're not held to the strict calendar. So they can. My expectation was that it was a little bit before, that they could do it before. But seeing as the Niners don't leave until I believe the 2nd, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it's actually an issue, but I don't have that on lock yet. So don't hold it to me.
You're saying they're going to bring some guys that get cut on the plane?
I think that's what they're trying to avoid, right?
Yeah.
And they just put that rule in as to avoid the situation where you could figure out who made the roster based on who's on the plane, which is such a cooler way of doing it. It's almost like a reality show.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a ticket? No.
But what happens? Sorry, what happens with the 49ers when someone gets hurt on the flight?
Because they're Russell Wilsoning up and down the hallways. You know that story?
Of course. Yeah. It's one of the greatest mental images of all time of everyone just like relaxing and Russell just
doing squats.
He's wearing the shortest shorts of all time. Just his linemen are like, I'm not blocking for him.
I hate this guy so much.
I'm not blocking for him.
I will. Okay, so just to be clear, Josiah DeGuara, Hayden Ricci. We're going Ricci. Braden Willis, Tanner McLachlan. I would say of these, stock up on Rucci slightly. So
that's kind of the only one I would say that for. Yeah.
So I can appreciate if they went with Willis. Everyone likes Willis. Just talk to Willis. Lovely guy. Fun hang. Good for morale having Braden Willis around. Good dude. He can't block. Like
no.
He can't block. You
need a bigger body.
DeGuara can do some H-back stuff, so that's worthwhile. But you can also do the H-back stuff with Tonjes, which is just fullback. I've seen nothing worthwhile with Tanner McLachlan. Apologies. Maybe I'm missing something. Rucci can't really catch. Doesn't really run. But boy, when he gets his hands on you, about 80% of the time he wins, baby. I would just say that you need a true blocking tight end on this team. They've had him on the roster a lot longer than these other guys, save for Willis. I would say that they have 4 on the active roster. They take 3 on the plane, and I think Rucci comes on the plane with them.
Yeah, I think they got to have 5 bodies at tight end going to Australia, and I'm with you. I think that's how it breaks down.
I don't think Braden Willis has done enough to where they have to work. I'm pretty sure he's been cut and picked up so many times. I'm not even sure he's waiver eligible anymore. I could be wrong about that.
It's a good question. I think he still is, but I'm not positive.
He probably is. But no one's picking up Braden Willis. Like I'm sorry. Like Bouwmeester got picked.
I'm with you,
but not Willis.
It's okay. They're going to sign Bouwmeester. They're going to just bring him back on the plane in Australia.
Well, it's going to be hard to do that, seeing as he's on the Rams now. Whoops.
Yeah, but they'll just steal him at the end of the game. They'll say, "Hey, we're getting on this plane."
This is a cost.
You're going to get to California either way.
It's a cost-saving measure. They're like, no. The Rams can bring you. You get a ride with the Rams, young man. And then they bring him over. He's hanging out, and they're like, "Get back on the plane. We're leaving Waitman."
Do you think the NFL mandated that one of these 2 teams had to have an Aussie on the roster, and they said, "All right, well,"
that's a legitimately great question. Somebody from the NFL league office had to call up John Lynch, like, "You son of a bitch, we had a deal." It was a simple rule.
John's like, the substation got to us, man. I don't know.
We got this guy a visa for what? Why did we even bother with this? That's a great call.
You know, there was some guy doing so much paperwork just to get him through, and he's like,
God, what the fuck, man? Did you see his punts? Dieter said it was good. Okay, wide receiver, stock up, stock down. I'm going to give you a big stock up here.
okay.
The Malik Turner hive is alive, baby. I'm going to say something that's going to come across as ridiculous. I have posited this a couple times. I'm saying it full-throated now. He's the third best man separator on the team.
I love that.
It's Evans, it's Stribling, and it's Malik Turner. That man can run a whip route. I'm just telling you.
He's a good player. He's a legitimately good player. I think because he's a vet, you do the same practice squad thing with him just for a numbers sake. But, like, they're going to need him.
Also, can I also posit someone I don't believe we've ever referenced on this channel before who is on the team? Kadarrell Hodge. That's some bitch can play some special teams.
We certainly have not talked about him.
We have never talked about him.
He did make that one tackle. That was nice.
He had a really nice tackle. He can special teams. 9 years, Prairie View A&M. You better be good at something because no one's ever thought about him as somebody from scrimmage. And again, I think maybe a bigger macro issue that we have with this team right now is like Brant Boyer is hoarding a lot of this roster with guys that he wants, like Malik Turner, right now, like Jacob Cowing, like guys who aren't going to make the team on their position volition, but would absolutely make the team if we viewed the roster under the lens that Brant Boyer used it, which is like gunners, jammers, up backs. Like he has that depth chart. If that depth chart was available, Boyer's like, oh, we are loaded, baby. We are
listen. I love it. They got some special teamers. They got some true blue special teamers.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
While we're on the subject of wide receivers,
sure.
I have a question for you. This is a question that I should just know the answer to mechanically. But with Ayuk, the longer, because it's a situation where he could apply for reinstatement at any time.
Correct.
Is it something where they just like will continually get more and more cap space the longer he's out? Like, does his contract void on day one of the season? I need to look into that. But I'm wondering if as the season goes and as he, fails to apply for reinstatement, do they just say, all right, now we actually have some cap space to go and get somebody mid-season at the trade deadline? Just a thought. Probably a stupid thought that I shouldn't.
No. It's a very good thought because we have a lot of answers for a lot of things. Some of them are wrong, but we have a lot of answers for a lot of things.
It's like $14 million, I think, in cap space, and if he just doesn't apply for reinstatement, they just get that.
Correct. I would guess, as it stands now, that the left team list operates exactly like the restricted list, which, of course, we know how that operates from Brandon Ayuk.
Or for Ketel Marte.
Hey, I love to just leave. It's good. Irish could buy a baseball team.
Listen. I like, you give some like deference in a situation like that where a player, you're like, all right, maybe there's something going on, but also a guy that it's been reported like many times. He just did that last year where he didn't show up for a weekend to go home.
He's Christian McCaffrey.
He's like, I'm on the East Coast. I'm chilling. I'm going home.
He had a graduation, like Trent Williams. Except Trent Williams confers. He relays, hey, not going to be at work today. I'm taking some of my PTO. They're like, have fun, Trent. We'll see you later, buddy. We don't need you.
He's had to practice way too much.
Yeah, he's got to be pissed. Like Christian McCaffrey's just getting 2 weeks off.
By the way, Vidarian Lau, like, is he
saw
like a high ankle sprain?
Laid eyes on the old Vidarian Lau the other day. Wouldn't say he's close.
Sneaky. I mean, not even sneaky. Like massively important.
We talked about it.
Because I think we should just go to offensive line because I think they got to cut Pleasance.
It's really tough to figure out who they cut to the point where it might. Brett Toth never got to know you. Like he's out.
Yeah, but he's also got like a cap hit, and I think it's mostly guaranteed.
Let's find out on
Sickos. It's like $2.5 million. It's like $2.5 million, which is like kind of a lot for a depth piece.
Oh boy. Yikes.
And I think it's like all guaranteed money, pretty much. Which I think is, I mean, that's how a lot of these decisions get made. But also, does he exist? Is my question.
I have seen him. I wouldn't have given him that money. Is my general takeaway on that. But glad he got it. Good for him. When he went out, so they're saying it's a concussion. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that. But when there was like 2 days where in the fog of war,
That wasn't initially what they said. It
no,
was
they just
like an
it was
excused personal.
undisclosed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've been around long enough to know, oh, that dude retiring. That dude got to training camp and said, fuck this, and is now trying to figure out how he can still get some money while also leaving.
Also,
And
O-line is one of the most, that's like a key position where you're just like, I don't want to do this. They
done.
have it pretty rough.
Well, it's because you either can't eat or you eat too much all the time. And so now you have like a body dysmorphia thing going on. It's a mess. It's a total
Yeah.
mess. I don't know if Toth is keep him fat or keep him from being fat guy, but every offensive lineman ever is just like, me and my relationship with food isn't great.
Yeah.
Like Trent's the only one who's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, but you're a freak. There's nobody. It's like Victor Wembanyama. Like, there's not people built like you.
No.
So I don't know what they do with Toth. I will say this: it has been asked. We have carved out a niche. It's not looking great for the Nuge.
Yeah. It's not not looking great in general for a lot of that O-line, especially as you've so brightly put it, the left guard position, where
it's awful. It's quite awful. And just to run that through real fast, they started out camp and they're like, we love Connor Colby. We think Connor Colby's got a chance to be great. And that was them doing the little like, Connor Colby, it's your job, baby. Take it and run with it. We believe in you.
Yep.
They're playing some carrot instead of the stick because they had been doing a lot of stick. Like, Connor Colby, you got to get better. You got to up it. You got to up it. And then they're like, we love him. We're going to positively motivate. And then Connor Colby's like, what if I just fall on my ass 5 times a practice? So they're like, okay, Bob, come on in. You're up now. And then Bob's out there, and Bob ain't looking so hot. And Bob's tape is a lot of hit, a lot of miss. And you're thinking, okay, that's the
timing is like way off. Like he's going like way too early or way too late at times.
It's a hot mess. So then they're like, okay, Carver Willis. And then Carver Willis is like, I have never done this before. Why am I being asked to do? Oh, no, it's Jeffrey Simmons.
They're like, Carver, remember how we told everybody you're like the greatest draft pick of all time, and everyone went, who is this guy? And we were like, no, we're much smarter. We're much smarter.
So they, again, don't disagree with this, but he shows up at OTAs and they're like, he will never play tackle for us. Like, he ain't built for it. And you're like, yeah, I kind of see that. I get it. And then they're like, we're going to cross train him at center. By the way, Carver Willis starting 2026, 27 NFL center. Get on Kalshi. He's their starter next year at center. That's my bet. But not this year, because it is a work in progress, to say the least. And then they're like, guard, let's do this thing. And he's like, nah, not ready.
Got to say, stock up Jake Brendel.
Jake Brendel. No one's looking better than Brend.
Jake Brendel, it's how should I describe it? It's like, it's like you're like, my friend's kind of annoying, whatever. But and then you go and you hang out with a different group and you're like, these people suck. And then you go back, you're like, all right, listen, my friend has his flaws, but he's still a good guy.
It's effectively the ethos of our channel.
He's okay.
This is all of our subscribers. They're like, listen, we tried it out there. It's the same reason, like, I can't get divorced. Like, do I have a lot of things that, I'm sure my wife hates about me and I can't stand about my wife? Absolutely. But I ain't going back out there. It's the Del Curry tweets. Like, you don't want to be back out there. You don't know what's going on back out there. I have no interest in finding out. I love this woman, flaws and all. You know what I love even more? My sanity. And that's the only way it will be maintained.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Those were our vows. And you were there. And
I was.
I think I was actually just a blobbering mess, but that's a totally different thing. And enough
about
and then
a hawk landed on you.
The hawk landed on
me. It actually landed on her.
It did land on her.
It was sick.
Such a funny story behind that we can't share publicly.
And so, I remember.
Honestly, made the wedding for me a total terrible person. So, okay, offensive line. They don't have a left guard. Their starting left guard is probably not on the roster unless it's Austin Pleasance.
You really don't think they're going to start any of those guys?
Okay, there's a difference between do I think they'll do it and should they do it?
Right.
They should not start any of those guys. And if they do start any of them, there's going to be some serious tomfoolery with the roster
Yep.
as to insulate themselves. So let's just be like, been talking to Wagner a lot during one-on-ones. I'm not telling tales out of school here. He's not certain that Connor Colby makes the team because what is it that Connor Colby does besides play guard? And he doesn't seem to do that very well. I think that they are too high on their own supply to actually cut him.
That's the Nick Martin thesis. That's why I have Nick Martin on this roster, because you're like, is it good?
They can't admit it.
No, but do they like what they've done? Do they like sniffing their own? They do.
It's beautiful. It's a very San Francisco treat. So Connor Colby will be on the roster. I don't think he starts. Carver Willis will probably end up being the starter at left guard. Could be as soon as Miami, but it won't be in Australia as it stands today, barring dramatic turnaround.
So you're betting on Bob.
Yeah, but I don't know if Bob makes the initial 53.
Right.
I think Bob might be a veteran practice squad player who is called up to start.
Could happen.
Could happen. Also,
they could go with like 6 offensive linemen.
on the practice squad or on the regular?
On the starting roster, it could be like 6 or 7. It could be like Trent, Lau, Colby, Willis, Brendel, Pooney, and McKivitz.
Are they going to hit us with one of those collegiate ors where on the depth chart in college?
Yes.
Where it's like, it's this guy or...
I haven't even given a second to consider Enrique Cruz potentially making the roster. Not even... Are you saying yes?
We literally were just talking about this team being too stubborn to admit when they're wrong.
I can't do it. If they do,
who was the guy the guy they drafted? Kingston?
Jarrett Kingston, yes.
Jarrett Kingston. They cut his ass. So I would hope that they would see the same light. At least Kingston gave you something every now and again. I mean, Cruz, here's how big of a deal it was that Cruz had 2 nice reps against absolute no-names in one-on-ones the other day. First off, everyone reported it. That's a tell. Second, no one seemed to mention that later on in the practice, Cruz got pushed back so hard by Agbo that he went right into Mac Jones's lap. Mac went down, was injured for a second, and then Mac was complaining to the refs for roughing the passer in practice.
That's tough.
It wasn't good. I will say that the tape was brutal from the Tennessee game. He can block in. Like, if he never has to be in space and he can run forward, frankly, he should probably... the only way that he can block is if he was blocking as if he was a center at all times. But he's at left tackle. So,
yeah.
I don't think the project's worth it. I don't. He has no anchor. He is a beautiful runner, but we are in Isaac Arendo territory of thought you could make it happen. It didn't happen. So
I have him in clear practice squad. And then if he doesn't make it to the practice squad, okay, let someone else try.
No one's going to pick him up. That's the other nice thing. In fact, they'd be doing him a favor.
But remember, they're smarter than everybody else with how they draft. They weren't on anyone else's board, but
I was stunned. I think it was yesterday when they signed Zakelj again, and understanding that, you just need a body for the preseason game for the fourth quarter. Like, Zakelj knows the stuff. But if you're already going to be doing some roster maneuvering here, why not bring in, and again, I have not called Will Hernandez. I don't know Will Hernandez's agent. He might not be interested in playing football anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. But Kevin Zeitler, who is not necessarily the Niners type of guard, but we are in a clear beggars can't be choosers situation here.
Right.
He's already visited Washington. He seems somewhat interested in playing for the right price, which, by the way, just keeps going up. And the fact that they're already, they're signing more guards. They're trying to bring in bodies just to get through. It's now would be the time to sign somebody that can compete for this starting job, even for a couple of weeks.
Just tell them, listen, we've got a guy who doesn't seem to know how to file paperwork, and we're going to have a little money. So each week, we're gonna pay you a little bit more. We're gonna pay you a little bit more. I don't think you can do that.
We'll cut you and sign you every week for a new raise.
That's right.
Why not? Let's do this. Let's get
renegotiate a contract every week.
You're gonna be on an NBA 10-day. We're just gonna figure it out as we go. You can totally do that. And
Well, they'll be like, look at what happened with Damian Lee. He got a contract.
it's totally great. You're on an Exhibit 10. It's Exhibit 8, something like that.
Yeah. Remember when he was annoyed that people were like, you're like, in Steph's family. He's like, how dare you bring that up? It's like, okay.
Yeah, both him and Seth were very sensitive about like being related in some way to Steph
To
Curry.
like one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Boo hoo.
Okay. Oh, sorry that we view everything through the Steph Curry lens here in San Francisco.
Sorry that it's all worked out for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you had so many other offers, by the way.
Right.
Friends and family discount. They're wishing that, Uni had a brother that they could bring in right now.
Yep.
It's tough. Doug Kramer, now's your chance, buddy. Like you've never had a better window of opportunity. Again, I mentioned the Pleasance thing. The thing that frustrates me is they have to play him all the time at tackle. And Trent is practicing a lot, but because there's no Vidarian Lowe, who was in theory supposed to be the guy who was going to be, playing in Trent's stead during practice, because there's no Lowe, in the same way that there was no Moore a couple years ago, and Trent's like, oh, fuck, man. You are now in the situation where Pleasance has to be there at left tackle just so the line could be functional, which means that he can't get reps outside of one-on-ones at guard. And I'm not saying he'd be good at it, but given how bad everyone else has looked, I'd sure like to give him a run at it.
Given how he's shaped, it seems like he should be tried at guard.
It should. And maybe he is. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe they don't feel like they need to rep him in practice all that much, but they can't rep him in practice at it. And I'm not feeling great about, Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the other side and be like, hey, you can play guard, right?
Tough.
It's like, might not work out. Everything is in flux there. The entire left guard position, stock way down.
Yeah.
Can I give you a stock up?
Yeah, go for it.
Jaden Duggar.
Ooh, I like that.
First off, if they do cut Luke Gifford, it's because Jaden Duggar took his job. Gifford hasn't been out there. If he has, I have literally not noticed him for weeks, which implies that he's not out there, but you never know. Duggar has been running as the head of the spear, for lack of a better term, in like all of the Gifford situations. He's the first man through the line, all that stuff. He looks good at it, which is no shock. Like athletic, long, enough size. He was built to be a great special teamer. I do not see it with his linebacking instincts yet at all, but I will say this. That motherfucker can cover a tight end. He might be the rare NFL player who is better suited for the pro game.
Yeah.
Like a total tweener in college.
Yeah.
It's only the covering of the tight end thing. He might be their Eman Wari. Not in any sort of like good capacity, but just in like, can you lock down, and especially in a league that might go with multiple tight ends, heavier personnel, he can cover a tight end. I know Luke Gifford can't.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, I think there's a level of size and athleticism there that like Nick Martin, this smallness of him and the lack of instincts, you can't have both, where he just can't see how the play's developing. Duggar, I'm like, I don't think you get it at all, but he's still making plays. Like there's enough length, like he gets in passing lanes. There's just a level of disruption that's innate with his athletic ability. And when he does trigger, like he doesn't look hesitant. He looks confused, but he looks like he's triggering. you know? He's like, I don't know what direction I'm going, but I'm going.
It's a processing thing more than I don't see it thing. It's that he can't pull the trigger fast enough. And it works in both directions.
Also, linebackers, notoriously, it does take time to like figure it out.
Well, it should. It's a worthy project. I don't think it's as big of a project as his college tape indicated.
Yeah.
It's also, it goes the other way here too, in that they're trying him in so many different spots. I don't know if he'll ever get refinement at any of them. And without refinement
it's
at one of them.
Again, still unclear like what he is, where he fits. But
what I think he is right now is if to be hyper specific, head of the spear on special teams, kick return, or kickoff coverage dude, could be an ace at that.
In a big nickel.
And kind of like a big dime.
Yeah.
Like in that like we're going to have Sam linebacker. He has enough size. He doesn't have the instincts, but he has enough size to where if someone gets hands on him, he can hold his ground, but then he can also cover a tight end. Like that's a pretty rare thing. I'm not
Yep.
sure how often it will be needed. It's also kind of a tell if he's on the field. Like,
Right.
hey, we know what you're doing. It's like, well, we're not doing that anymore.
But
Sorry.
remember, some teams, like, you think about that when it's like a tell, and then some teams are just swimming upstream so much that they don't like react to obvious input like that because they're
That's
just
true.
their offensive play caller is just like sweating for his life and
Yeah,
he can't think in the moment.
yeah, he's already super worried about 3 plays ahead, and he's on tilt. The stadium
Yeah.
pulse is getting to him.
It would, what would be cool though is like you have, like if you went like a 2-man front and then you just
They could.
you yeah, and you do a 2-man front and then you just sort of have like 3 safeties and then you've got him out there and you go weird. You let
Yeah.
Raheem Morris try some weird stuff with some positionally flexible players. Have him and Romello Height on the field at the same time. I think it'd be fun.
I mean, I think that's what they're going to do. I think it's tricky. It's very evident. In shouts to John Dickinson, he put this in my head. Not that we didn't know this, but it's very evident that Raheem Morris thinks secondary first,
Yeah.
and that everything is built around the pass coverage, and then it all flows forward from the safety spot. I mean, just where he stands on the field during practice is a pretty good indication of how he views the game. What are my safeties doing? They're not doing much. They're just standing there. It's too high all the time. And then what kind of cool games are we playing with our corners and nickel, cover 6,
Yep.
cover 9, cover 8, cover 7? And they're doing a lot of that. And then after that, it's how can I have as few players not participating in this pass coverage as reasonable.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, well, 5-man front. It's like, not really, because somebody's peeling off. Like they have a chance to be a really good secondary because the scheme's there.
Yeah.
But the question I keep asking is, do they have enough to stop the run with 6? Because that's all
It's a good question.
That's all they're getting.
I have sort of a follow-up, which was related to the dumb thought I had watching Prysock come in for Jack Jones because of injury, but only in the red zone.
Red zone only.
Red zone only. Did they do a red zone only package that's like Prysock goes in instead of having Upton Stout, you put Lenore at nickel or Nate Hobbs at nickel. Again, totally overthinking this, but like Nate Hobbs for size, Prysock for size, and you just go, we're going to take up space in a place where there's not a lot of space.
Yeah.
Again, overthinking it probably doesn't happen. I just want to throw it out there.
Is Prysock stock up for you? Price stock up?
Only in the red zone.
The red zone. I love it. I love it. I just don't know if he'll be active all that often this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's a guy that actually could be really good if he's not allowed to play like just boundary. Just tuck him in, from like outside the hash marks, like right where the numbers start. Yeah. Plays everything to the sideline. Don't let him do anything else.
His issue also is that he can get beat with deep speed, and that's a real issue for anything other than red zone. It's a real problem. I'll say stock down right now on Jack Jones for what it's worth while we're at corner.
But like you could play real quick. You could play just like cover 6, with Prysock, where he's just like that one guy in that short like flat area right there.
Yeah,
one corner, and you just say you're there. You got safety over the top. Survive.
Well, everyone's going to have a safety over the top. That is the other thing. The too high is going to live. By the way, I'm going to say I have been oscillating on this one. I'm going to go stock up Marquis Siegel.
Ooh, I like it.
He played a lot in preseason game 1, which was concerning, right? You're like, oh, you should.
I think he needs the reps, though.
I think that you're right. And also, it wasn't all great, to be very clear. but boy, can he crash. Like,
Yeah.
that dude is a missile. You can play him 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and he is in on the tackle for a 2-yard gain. It is
also
unbelievable watching him move.
Who cares if Tyjae Spears juked him out of his shoes? At least he like got downhill quick and was there, and that was also like pretty damn impressive.
Tyjae Spears is a good player.
He's a really good player. So like that was against a starting running back. It wasn't some scrub. So
yeah. So I'm gonna. By the way, what do you think they do at safety? Because it'll be Jair. First, I don't know where Malik Mustafa is.
3.
Because sometimes I think about it.
The Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Jair Brown, Marquise Siegel, Malik Mustafa, and Ashton Davis is maybe on the roster. He's a guy that I flutter in between. I think he's enough of a vet who's been around that you have like you'd feel pretty comfortable if he was your 4th.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. What about Saran Neal? Because they changed his position again.
I don't know what position Saran Neal plays.
He's a special teamer, but they got to hide him somewhere.
I don't know what he does well, but maybe. Sure.
He's a great special. He's a great special teamer.
I do.
So
I do.
This is the other thing. There's so many guys on this team, which is such a ridiculous statement from where we were a couple of years ago covering this team, where it's like, did they have too many good special teamers?
Right.
Like, but then they have all these. Again, this is such a we just hand over the roster to our assistant coaches thing. It got a guy who doesn't have to consider the ramifications of having like 7 specialists.
Right. Right. You're like, is Saran Neal a corner? Is he a safety? It's like he's good at special teams.
He's very good at special teams. Don't ask anything further. You don't want to know the answer. Yeah, they're going to have to choose between Gifford and Neal, I think is the answer here.
I think so.
And I think that with Duggar getting all these reps, I'm not in any way pretending as if they've been great, but like, I don't think they've been bad either.
Yeah.
I think with Duggar getting all these reps, they have to go with it. Unless they want to just cut Martin.
I also really, I think cutting Martin would open up a lot of roster possibilities.
The Gifford's in, baby.
Also Wallow. Like, I think Wallow is like their most reliable 3rd.
Yeah.
Like, he may not be the best, but like in terms of comfort and in terms of like Fred Warner trusting him and as like a vet who played pretty well at a couple of times, sometimes it was people got out over their skis a little bit and they were like, Wallow's playing incredible. It's like,
well, when you don't have to cover the middle of the field, it's pretty easy.
But in a limited role, I do kind of like him. I think I would trust him over. I would kind of trust him as their starting Sam, kind of over anyone else, even though he doesn't really have the body type for Sam.
Yeah. And also, I think Sam is a more abstract concept than ever before with this team.
Yeah. I just think I trust him more than pretty much most of those other guys.
I want to add in one more. Tatum Bethune, big stock up. They seem to not like him very much as a person. They keep kind of talking crap on him at the podium and by kind of benching him for the first couple series against the Titans because he got kicked out of Tuesday's practice for starting fights and all this stuff. But like, what a blitzer. Like, he knows that it's now or never, and he is putting it all out there. And I'm very excited for our 2.5 games of Tatum Bethune this season because he's going to do something spectacular.
Listen, I have a lot of respect for a guy who will just run through somebody's face. And if nothing else, he will do that. And that's a valuable quality for a backup linebacker who like played a lot last year and was like pretty important for them at certain times.
And he was the joke, but I'll maintain it. He was the 32nd best middle linebacker in football last year. Like, he was the absolute bottom end of you can start this guy and feel okay about it. Eric Kendricks, 31st. It's, by the way, Tatum Bethune, like Nick Martin, watch Tatum Bethune and do what Tatum Bethune does because it's the only way he's going to make it. Tatum Bethune was a 7th rounder. He couldn't play a lick when he showed up.
Nick Martin should be committing war crimes. Like he should be hitting guys way too hard. But sorry, my girlfriend's laughing at me. My girlfriend's laughing at me as I'm like, he should just be committing war crimes.
Right. I want Nick Martin tried at The Hague. Forget Fifth Avenue. I want him at The Hague. That's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way it's going to work. What else do we need to talk about before we get to questions?
Not sure we do. I think we've covered most of the roster. I think we can.
I'm gonna throw one more in there.
Okay.
I think stock up, or how about this? I'm buying everyone else's dip on Romello Height.
There's a dip.
There was kind of a dip.
I'll buy that dip.
People watched the first couple series and they thought, oh, I don't know. Which, to be fair,
I saw he got double teamed a lot.
He got double teamed a lot. The second that they took out Collins was the second that things started to work out for Romello Height. God, it's just Enron stock with Collins right now. It's brutal stuff. Brutal.
Yeah, it's tough when it's like, preseason clips are rare, and then you're like, you see someone's like, oh, how's J.C. Latham doing? Oh, he's moving Alfred Collins to another area code.
Yeah. Nate Tice found it. I was sending it out on Friday, and then everyone's coming through. It's a big question. We got a lot of questions with this team moving forward. It's not anything flashy or fun or terribly interesting, but for us, this is the big time. This is the good stuff. Okay, let's do some questions here. I think this is a good one from K Hamilton 35. Presume it's Kyle Hamilton. Shout out Kyle.
Yeah, thanks Kyle.
Are they waiting for cut down day with other teams? This was as it pertained to left guards, buddy. They might be, and that is a terrible plan.
I think they're just hoping at some point they're like, well, maybe it'll. I think they just don't want to make a decision. It's like when you can't really differentiate. You're like, are they all actually terrible, or are they all actually okay? And we'll just throw them out there, and it'll be better than we think. I don't know. It feels like they're waiting for someone to make up their minds for them, as opposed to being proactive and spending money on a position they hate spending money on.
They got to do something. And waiting for somebody else to get rid of a guard, thinking that that's going to work for you, is not going to work. It needs to be a veteran. It needs to be established, and you don't even have to view it for more than a couple weeks, just until you feel like he got Willis where he needs to go. Or I'm sorry, the other Willis. Willis, Braden Willis, is the Dante Johnson of the tight end room. Know the plays and be a nice guy and get you far in this world.
That's a little disrespectful to Dante Johnson, if I'm being honest.
You're not wrong. It is a little disrespectful, Dante Johnson. Legend. By the way, someone should get a Dante Johnson jersey. I need to see a Dante Johnson jersey in the stands. That's how
I got to be honest. If you're getting any jersey of like a top 5 player on the team, you're doing it wrong. You need to be getting fringe guys only.
Like, how does that jersey exist? Jerseys,
right?
Who would be the best 2026 Niners jersey as it stands?
So it kind of has to be somebody who makes the team, right? Just getting a guy who gets truly cut doesn't feel.
I also want to add this caveat. It can't be a jersey, and maybe we're getting a little bit too much into skin color and things like that, but it can't be a jersey of somebody and you go, oh, that person must be related to them, or they must be friends with them. It has to be someone who it's no, clearly you're a fan of this player.
The real answer, it doesn't work because he never played, but Khalil Dinkins would have been the best for this.
Khalil Dinkins.
I know Junior Bergen's gone, but that would also work.
A Junior Bergen cut would have gone deep.
Isaac Alarcon would be sick because you're like, who? It's he's on the practice squad. He's permanently on the practice squad.
A Zakelj would go a long way.
Zakelj would go pretty hard. I would say,
I want
Larry.
But Worth, if I saw somebody in dirty Larry would be good. If I saw somebody in a Jake Brendel jersey, would you not immediately be like, oh, that must be part of the Brendels?
For sure. I would be like, oh, they are related. Yeah. I'm not sure anyone is sold.
I'm asking because I'm thinking about getting
Toth is pretty good.
Toth is pretty good. A Nugent 66 behind us.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And, I like that.
And Kawachipto comes through. It's always John Weeks.
Of course.
It would never, and that's the other thing too. Weeks, just spectacular. If you're wearing a John Weeks jersey, immediate ball knower knowledge.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Do
you think one's ever been sold?
You listen. I'm not trying to find out the bottom barrel of fanatics, but I do not think that one has ever been available
I
to
kind of want to
anyone
get one.
other than John Weeks. Should we
Number
try to buy?
46.
Should we try to buy the 46 black alternate off of Weeks? John, we have a very weird request. We'd like to buy your jersey.
Please sign it.
I need a signed John Weeks jersey. I am willing to have my credential revoked over this.
Me too.
I'm gonna hit up eBay after this and see what we can do in terms of like silent auction John Weeks jerseys that have existed and are being resold. All right, what else do we have? Oh, here we go. Back to back, just really positive thoughts here, Anthony. Is Malik Turner the new Trent Sherfield? Very good. Very good. Trent Sherfield. He can give you something from scrimmage. Also, Malik Turner equals Chris Conley, not an insult. It's probably closer. Which one is it? Is it Sherfield or Conley?
I think it's closer to Conley. Which again, both. I just genuinely, this is not even like sometimes we do bits. I just think he's genuinely such a solid player.
Yeah.
And he probably will just get cut and put on the practice squad because he's a vet and you can do that. But he's earned a spot, I think.
I think he's looked better than Cowing. I think this is
by the way, Jacob Cowing, stock non-existent. Stock
is back. I don't know if that's true.
For me.
Well, I get that. But like that's a logical take. But who will return the punts?
I think it's going to be Watkins.
I think it's going to be Watkins too. I'm 75 to 80% sure that Watkins makes the team. And I'm not sure they add anybody else. It kind of comes down to special teams for a 6 wide receiver. And it's like, do you want Malik Turner special teams or do you want Jacob Cowing special teams? If Kalon Black is in the fold, then he's the other kick returner with Debo. So it's like, now it'd be just a punt returner.
Or do they do the Trent Taylor model and say, hey, Christian Kirk, go stand there. Stand there and catch a punt for us.
Do you think they cut Kirk?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's my guess too. But boy, wish I felt more conviction about that.
There's a lot of those. Do you think they could cut this guy?
Yeah. Well, that just shows they have roster depth or a crappy roster. It's one or the other. We'll find out soon enough. Here we go. I love this one. Super chat. Appreciate a super chat. Weird question. Are you both technically Niners fans or do you just cover them as a job? We're not Niners fans.
No.
Well, I'll speak for myself.
It's funny because I get this question a lot and it's often, I shouldn't be frustrated by it because it's a genuine question. I think people misunderstand it because especially also you can like players and because you work around and you like naturally you're 100%. Like, well, I want the best for this person who I talk to and gives me good answers and like I seem to have a good working relationship with. Sure. Like that's a natural part of it. But also like, and it does benefit you for the most part when the team does well and is competitive. It makes the job more interesting. But like if the Niners were to go 0-17 tomorrow, I would not be upset at all. I would be covering the team.
I'd kind of secretly love it. Like
so
it would not be as fun or interesting or fiscally fruitful as if they went 17-0.
For sure.
But like I like getting the mud.
Totally. And to be clarified, I am theoretically, technically a Jets fan, which is not even, I can't even pretend I am because I'm not, and I haven't actually rooted for them. Also, one of the top 5 worst franchises, probably in all of the big 4, I would say. They got to be up there. They got to be up there.
I feel like we have this conversation about once a month, so we're going to
leave. We did have this conversation very recently.
Yeah, Browns.
But yeah, I mean, so to answer your question, no. We are not Niners fans. Yeah.
Jets. Yeah, it's hard to beat Jets. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a Niners fan. I grew up in Chicago as a very loose Chiefs fan. I'm a Missouri Tigers football fan. I love sports played at the highest level. And if you're in this line of work, Jake has not moved around as much as I have. You're a mercenary to your market. I love this market. I love the Bay Area. I root for San Francisco. I root for San Jose. I root for Oakland. I root for the Bay. This is the one football team we have left. I used to cover the Raiders as well. And I'm around this team all the time. And the genesis of this show was when I was doing KMBR at night, I would bring Jake on because he was covering the Niners for KMBR.com. and the conversations were better than the rest of my show.
Right.
And so we're like, we should just break this off and do a whole thing. And then it died about 17 different times. And
You
then,
had a kid.
yeah, well, my priorities weren't for not making money doing YouTubes.
You had a
And
kid.
now,
There's COVID, which
now
is
we're
funny.
making
Everybody
money.
started doing YouTube during COVID. We're like, let's stop.
Yeah, we got great business skills, and
Okay.
so, but we have repeatedly gotten good feedback from people whose opinions we trust that like we should keep doing it. So now it's all your problem, and yeah, it's just this is the local team. To say that there's no affection would be foolish.
Yeah, it's also like when we get like express frustration or want them to like be better, it's also because you're like, you can fix this problem. There's like an itch
Right.
of like, there's a problem to solve. Like, why are you not doing it in this way?
We just want the Bay Area to be the best represented on the national forefront, and we want a team that we watch every week to not do dumb shit. Like we're in it, but we are neutral observers. We do not care. And and to kind of go back to the initial premise, like I totally understand why that is confusing in this new media landscape.
Yeah,
because
there's a lot of blending of that.
It's just fans speaking their truths, having fun with other fans. That is not us. It will never be us. Again, if we show any affection, it is merely because we enjoy the way that things are being done. But there is no loyalty here. Clearly, we've quit the show like 6 times, or to Jake because he just went to Alaska without me, and all these things.
Yeah.
All these things to say, we are trying to provide the most in-depth, nuanced, and thought-provoking Niners content. That is a very specific niche. It might not work out for us.
Yeah, we'll see.
We appreciate everyone who's hung out. We got one more super chat here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One more super chat. I think no, I haven't seen it. Probably not.
No, you know who does look good returning though?
Who?
Jack Jones. I thought he looked very natural.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You don't care for a non-offense. You say you don't mind it, or you don't like it?
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I think use your backups as much as you possibly can.
I'm also of the mindset that Jack Jones needs to touch the ball in some way. Like he has a curse somewhere deep in his soul where he has to touch the ball, which makes him a great playmaker, but he also overdoes it a lot. And then if you give him touches in that way, he might be more controlled on the other side.
Maybe.
Just a thought.
2 things.
Yes.
1, Sickos.football has had another update. Go check it out. Let me know if you got any issues. But like, there's a whole depth chart thing.
Yeah,
that's
it's pretty
updated.
Awesome. I couldn't get it to work, but Jake says it works.
You can track your roster moves and all that. You can put guys on the practice squad. It tracks all the cap space, all that good stuff. Then last thing, we're trying to do a mailbag. We hit 5K on the channel.
Hey now,
how about that?
Look at us.
But we need
look at these fools.
Need you to leave questions. We're doing a mailbag. Wrap it up. I'll do it on the Hutch report and here. No date set in stone, but like just send us your questions. Comment here. Comment on the channel. Leave them anywhere.
We got a whole week before Australia where we don't have any practices or anything. Yeah. I'm sure we'll do it then. We also still need to get through our NFL team previews. We're going to be we're very Niners. We're going to do a lot more league stuff this year. Just stuff that we like from around the NFL. I also need to request, and we save this towards the end. Appreciate everyone who's hung out with us this long. You can subscribe and you can like. That doesn't cost you anything. It does cost you to be a member, but that's the good stuff that you really want to pay for. Anyone who is a member, you got to get in on. I get it. We're trying something new. We're trying something weird. We got another thing that's a lot more, I don't know, easy to comprehend. You've probably done it before, coming in the not too distant future. So we're excited for that in terms of a contest for everybody. But we have this college fantasy football thing. We got to get like 5 more teams. If we don't get 5 more teams, I'm blowing it up. Okay. Yeah. There's 10, 8, 9, 10 in there already. Very excited. Happy to play with them.
It's going to be fun.
Need more teams. There's too many goddamn college football teams. We can't have that few teams. So if you want in on college fantasy football, just know it's going to be weird for all of us. We don't know what we're doing. It might hurt.
We've only got a few spots left.
We got a few spots left. So if you are a member, and I might even just open it up to subscribers in general here, but if you're a member, go check the notes on YouTube. I will try to put it in on the bottom of all of our episode descriptions and things like that. Also, by the way, if you are someone who likes the podcast feed, congratulations. I'm an idiot and I will start doing them again. I'm sorry. I love podcasts. I'm just being an asshole and I'm just being lazy and I'm not doing it. So that's going to get fixed starting like now. Say bye to everybody, Jake.
I saw a beluga whale yesterday. I saw a pod.
Oh, cool.
Beluga whales and their babies. They jump over the back of them. That's it. Reporting from Alaska.
Bye.